everybody, and welcome to Pomeroy Art Academy's Breakfast Club. I'm your instructor, John Pomeroy, and for this club, we are going to be talking about different types of cartoon hairstyles, how to dress up your character's head. There's so many different methods, and styles that you can pick from, but I think the most important thing is know your character first. And that will dictate to you what type of hairdo they would have. I mean, it's like if they're a serious character, villainous character, a fairy godmother character, a princess character, a goofy character. All of this you have to take into account before you lay pencil to paper. And of course, your own imagination counts for an awful lot too. What can you imagine this character's hairdo being like? So let's get started. I've got a couple of ideas I'd like to throw your way. Visiting other lessons that I've talked to before, let's start with basic shapes. And these are the basic shapes I'm always talking about for character design. So we have the circle, the triangle, the square, the rectangle, the crescent, and then the tube shape. Now all these can be used as a basis for getting your character started, but the hair will complement that particular head shape. So let's say, for instance, if it's a goofy character, we start with maybe a reverse teardrop shape. A round head like that. And it might be a character with a big nose, eyes that are close together, thick horned rim glasses or round circular glasses, great big smile, and I'm just keeping it real simple, great big ears that stick out from the side, little eyebrows, and I think, maybe it would be like a little carrot top, a little round circle you'd start out with, and then you'd make this into this little hair bush that's on top of that character. And so from the side, he may look like there's his glasses, there's the ears. And it just has a crop of hair that sits on top of his head, like a little hair ornament. So, I mean, there's one example right there. If I go to the other extreme, oops, I just dropped my pencils. Let's see. If I went to the other extreme and did kind of a more straight character, let's say kind of a prince character. Eye line, nose, nice sculpted jaw, smile, nice size eyebrows. Now I'm not getting into, I don't want to get into much of the facial configuration here, because this is more, I want this to be more about the hairstyle. Has a basic tunic. There's his ear right there. And just start with something that's very basic. Slight wavy hair that protrudes away from the forehead. Something very simple. And you can feel the back portion of his cranium, and then the hair extends down to the middle of the neck. And there's an idea for a prince. And that could be stylized too. I mean, we can do something that is a little more hard-edged. almost retro if we wanted to. So that's a thought for kind of a Prince idea. Let's try a little girl. Let's try a little girl hairdo. Being that I've animated my fair share of little girls in the past, let's do someone like a little do a basic head shape. Eyes sitting on the eye line. Cute little round nose. We'll give this girl a little ethnic quality here. Her ears, forehead, and then what we can do is the hair comes down the side and it's pulled right back. It's pulled straight back. And we can see the hairline. What I do is I just get just a hint of it being pulled back so you see the edge of her hairline there, a little bit of scallop treatment. And then maybe two nice little buns that have been formed on either side of her hair. It's held together by little hair barrettes. So there's another approach to a hairdo. There is a very, that was a little more stylized. If I wanted to go a little more literal and classical, we're saying that this represented a TV approach to a hairstyle. If this were a feature, I'll do something that's slightly Victorian or period. Large head. This will be a young girl. And I would give her a part down the center. Eyebrows. So the hair coming off the center, imagine a line going across the top of the head right there. Starting at the eye line, there's her ear. The hair line comes up from that eye line up to these two curls. And then is swept back at the sides and swept back from that point right there, that line where it intersects the start of these two shapes of hair over the forehead. The hair goes back kind of in a radial form, and then back here would be like a hair ribbon. And then from that would be a cascade of curled hair locks. We have something very period looking. So there's another hairstyle. If the character has a very strong personality, if they're very intellectual or even snooty, let's try a different type. Let's try a woman, elongated teardrop shape. starting with the basic shape of the head. High eye line, large pointed nose, triangular nose. There's her nostril. We have her mouth set quite a bit lower underneath her nose. Up here, her nose right there. Eyes sitting on the eye line, slightly closed. Kind of the eyebrows kicked up diagonally from the eye, kind of in a look of disdain. And then I'm thinking this hairdo would start right there at the hairline, would be right there close to the forehead, coming straight down. Straight down on both sides. And you would see some hair texture. So this is where we see the hairstyle complementing the head design. You know, the glasses can have wings that stick way out. You can do all kinds of fun things. But I mean, we're looking for something that complements not just the design, but her mood, her attitude, and what she is all about. So there's another approach. Let's take a sort of a villainous character, like a strong, pugnacious guy. The dished face, thick neck, forehead, eye line. Maybe he wears dark glasses. Cheekbones, sculpted little nose, big jawline, thin lips, here's his ears. So we have his cranium is right here. I'm thinking of something that tapers up with a widow's peak coming down in front. Chopped off. Paramilitary look. From the side, this would see his forehead. There's his glasses. Jawline. Big, thick neck. I would make the back of the cranium minimal. The hair could be swept to the sides like that. And we get this little bit of jagged top here, almost like a little crew cut. The back of his head, where the hair is coming down. See, this is the rear portion of his head, where the side of the hair comes down and meets right there at this little back medial line. There's his ears. Something like that. So there's another type of design. Do one of a seasonal character. Let's say I'm going to do a triangular shape and build a whole character out of that idea. A widow's peak. Long nose. Slanted eyes. So right off the bat we know this is a villain type character. I'm going to put a little shading underneath his eyes. There's the top portion of his mouth. Ears. Radiating hair, kind of wild at the end. It starts from this widow peak right here and radiates away to the sides. And I'm going to make this dark. And leave the middle and the sides. Leave the middle and the sides kind of white or light gray. Now extend the mouth down a little bit with a pointed lip. Get the other nostril. Give him fangs. And we've got a vampire character. So there's lots of different ideas to be explored. I mean, I've got quite a few of them, you know, very stylized, 50s looks, crazed looks, all kinds of looks. But what you do is you start with your basic shapes, the circle, triangle, square, rectangle, crescent, and tubular shape. And then you build from there, from your starting shape for the head, and you build an idea for a hairdo that fits that character.